Hello, it's Diana Marchand, founder of Raw Foods Made Simple, and today is How To Thursday. I have a mess in front of me and I'm dressed really casual and everything. I am getting ready for my workshop tomorrow, so I'm about to make my lunch. So I thought that I would do my How To Thursday video on kind of some things that I may do for lunch. But what I did yesterday, what I always do, is usually prep like a large type of a salad. So I used wild rice. You can't really see it, but this is the salad I had in the fridge. It has a whole bunch of wild rice in it. It has peas, it has celery, it has some bell pepper, it has some shredded carrots, it has some greens, some kale, loaded green onions. So it has, a whole bunch of ingredients mixed with the wild rice. Now wild rice, soak it first, rinse it really well, soak it about 12 hours, rinse it really well, then let it, I call sprout the next day, let it sit, just like you would sprout sprouts. You let it sit in a strainer or a bowl, cover it, and just let it sprout. It'll soften it, and then you can actually cook it. It'll take a lot less time. You can also eat it sprouted by rinsing sprout again until it's good enough, done enough to eat. So anyways, I love brown rice. I mean wild rice, it adds a lot of texture, a lot of crunch, a lot of good fiber and heaviness to a salad. So I'm just going to show you a couple ways I would use this. Now, I happen to love seaweed. So now what I would do with, I'm going to make my salad. This is my bowl, I'm going to eat it out of. So this is what I'd have stored in the fridge, right? So I'd have my bigger main kind of thing stored in the fridge. And then I would, when it comes to my meal, I would scoop out what I want. So I'm just scooping out amount of this. So I put, this is my main. Now you can add more greens to this, which my boyfriend will probably do. What I'm going to do is add some seaweed because I love seaweeds. I sprouted some wakame, if you can see. Wakame is a light seaweed. Now I rinsed, soaked, only 2 tablespoons of it. This is what it comes in at an Asian store. Only 2 tablespoons made this huge amount. So I store this in a fridge. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, rinse it really well, squeeze it. See, it's sitting in a colander to air dry a bit. So I'm going to add some of this seaweed into my salad. I also love dulse. Here is some dulse. So I'm going to add some of this dulse that's softer also into my salad. Really, seaweed's really good in iodine, really high in minerals. So I'm just going to cut it with the scissors. Okay. So that is just chopped in there. So now I have my seaweed salad. So now I just need a sauce for my seaweed salad. Okay, so then what I'm going to make this is I'm not really going to measure. I'm just going to pour. I'm going to kind of measure for you guys, I guess. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to use a little bit sesame oil, maybe about 1/4 teaspoon or a 1/2 teaspoon, about that. Like I said, I just don't really measure. Then you can either add lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. So right, you need your acidic. So this is a 1/2 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to add some lemon juice, just because I have it. Here it is in my little squeezy thing. And then I'm going to stir another 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. If you're tasting for a balance of acidic and oil, if it's too oily, add more acidic. If it's too puckery, like too much lemon juice or apple cider vinegar, add a little more oil. That's how you balance it, basically. Now we're going to add some, once you get the acidic and the oiliness balanced, and the only way you do that, of course, is by tasting it, then I'm going to add some tamari. So I'm going to add some tamari. I'm going to start with a 1/2 tablespoon. Ooh, that tastes great. Now I also grated some ginger with my little ginger grater right here, a little grater. It's really tiny. So this is fresh ginger root, which I love. I'm just going to add it. I added about 1/2 teaspoon, something like that. I love ginger, so you can add more. Now you can also add a little bit of sweetness to this if you find it too, To balance this really properly, you would need a little bit of sweetness, but today I don't want to add any sweetness to mine, so I'm not going to. That's great. Could use maybe a little bit more acidic. And a little bit of lemon juice. That's right, a little bit at a time. Okay, so this is going to be my salad. This is my salad, right? I'm going to have the Asian salad. So this same mix that was in my fridge, I'm going to pour it in here, and then I made this Asian kind of sauce, ginger tamari sauce, that's going to go on top of it with my seaweed. Great for one meal. Then I could also use this same salad mix, this is what I did yesterday, and I made a quick avocado dressing. So this is avocado with lemon juice, some cumin, a little bit of tamari. I'm just on that kick lately. A little bit of tamari, and I am basically just going to add my cashews right now, and then some water. So that was 1/3 cup of cashews, and I'm going to add, oh, I only have this cup. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of water. 1/4 to 1/3 cup water. Okay, I got some seaweed in there. I'm going to blend this a bit, and then I'll be back to add some spices to show you how I make a really quick creamy dip for something, a salad, like 1/3 cup, something like that. And it's a cream, right? And then Nutribullet, it's really sweet. So now we're going to add our flavor. Basically, you can flavor this in any way you want. So you want to balance it, right? So you want a little bit of, you want your acidic. So I'm going to put in some lemon juice. So I'm going to put in 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice. I like using lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, but you can use one or the other. And I'm going to do 1/2 tablespoon apple cider vinegar. And I have some dried dill here, so I'm going to use a little bit of dried dill. So you could use basil, oregano, whatever, right? Or you don't need to add any of these fresh, any herbs. So, I know this is probably about 1/4 teaspoon or so. Maybe 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. Depends on how much you like it. Then I have some fresh parsley. So to keep it nice and fresh, I'm going to add some fresh parsley. Just a little pinch of fresh parsley. And I have garlic. I'm going to put in some garlic. Now, as I don't like a lot of raw garlic, so I'm going to add like 1/4 clove, maybe, not even. If you love garlic, add more. And onion powder. I have some onion powder. So I'm going to add, these are 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'm going to add, so that's 1/4 teaspoon, almost 1/2 teaspoon to this of onion powder. You can use real onions too. That's totally fine. And of course, salt. We're going to add some salt. 1/4 teaspoon salt. I'm going to add some pepper because I love pepper. I love pepper. Okay, then we're going to blend it up again. Okay, so I blended it a bit. It turned out green. I guess because of the fresh parsley, obviously, and the dill. So note, if you don't want green dressing, I love it, the flavor's good, but it needs definitely more acidic. More lemon juice or more apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon apple cider vinegar. And it needs more salt. Now that's just up to you. It's all your taste, right? You can do it to your taste. Mustard in here would also be really good. Afterthought, I thought this would really be good with a bit of mustard in it. So, that's what I'm thinking. A little bit of mustard, and cashews thicken in the fridge. So I'm going to add just a little more water because I know that as this sits in the fridge, it's going to get really thick. Then it's hard to put on a salad. So I'm actually adding a tablespoon, maybe a touch more, 1.5 tablespoons of water. Could have added maybe a little bit more garlic. But anyways, you can also add sweetener to balance the flavors properly, but I'm not adding any more sweetener today to my stuff. So this is the salad dressing. Now, what I did was I took some more of this salad and then I added some chopped artichokes. I love artichokes. So another way, kind of changing up the same salad, right? Here's some chopped artichokes in it now. And another great thing that I think I'm going to add to this is some sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, anything like that. So some seeds to it. I think it's going to be fantastic in the salad. And, of course, pour my creamy dressing over it. So there you go, 3 ways to have the same salad, okay? So you don't have to get bored having salads all the time. Okay, so that is my How To Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below. Please share these videos. Share my blog post. This goes on my blog with anybody who you think might be interested. Thank you so much, and I will